Rogers, and we're here on beautiful Main Street in downtown Port Huron, bringing you some of the finest classics in the Blue Water area. These vehicles come from all over the Blue Water area, along with the provinces of Canada and outstate.
There comes Dave Kenny.
Looks like the weather's going to cooperate for us, huh, Sonny? It's cooled off a little bit.
Oh yeah, these cars really like this, and we just had a few old ones go through from Port Huron Cruisers there. Dave Kenny, and he used to have a nickname, the Bondo Buggy.
On that old 51 there?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now what do they call it?
Well, it's under construction now, I think they call it.
There's a beautiful 63 and a half
Right there.
Galaxy.
Also, that their convertible there is owned by Harold Peters from Ammett. I believe it's a O's.
It's a nice looking vet rolling through town. And there's a street rod. Those are really popular now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're real popular. There's a lot of them around here in Port Huron. Quite a few of the guys here in Port Huron own them.
Custom paint work on that one.
Nova, 68, I believe, Nova. There's a Ford pickup, I think about a 76, but it's called the half-breed.
It's got a Chevy motor in that Ford, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. There's one you don't see no more, is an Edsel.
Beautiful example of the Ford Edsel.
Uncle Sam.
If you like Ford Edsels, there he is. Uncle Sam's even down here. Nice Chevelle.
Here comes a Studebaker. They used to call them the Stud.
There's a Star Chief. Well, that was the top of the line Pontiac that year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It's a nice example of a
54 Ford.
54
Crestline.
Ford. My dad used to work at the River Rouge plant. He used to put the back seats in those early 50 Fords and Mercuries.
There goes the 1955 Ford. Even got some brand new vehicles in here too, John.
There's a nice new Mustang. There's Gary Hagler with his Buick.
Skylark.
Nice Oldsmobile convertible there, making the turn.
Plymouth Fury coming around.
How'd you like to hang the quarter panel on one of those cars?
Not me. There you go. It's about a 1969 Chevelle.
Yes, sir.
Here comes one, John. It's before our time, I think. Well, I don't think we was around when they made that car.
Nice example of an early Ford there.
That one just made me sick. It come through.
Mustang. There's a nice Mustang. Well, here comes a lowered Dodge pickup truck. Looks like it's custom paint, wheels.
Here's a 1995 or 94 Dodge Ram.
Yeah, new generation.
Yeah, another
There
Mustang.
comes another line of Mustangs. There's a nice convertible. 65 or 6 convertible.
There goes the 1967 Mustang. 65 or 66 Mustang.
And there's
I think 70 here coming up.
Yes, sir. Mach 1.
And then your little red Dodge Express truck. And we have a Plymouth convertible Fury. There ain't too many of them around anymore.
And that's a nice one, too.
Look at that 55 Chevy convertible. You know, that color there, that's the way they painted them back then, was two-tone.
That's gorgeous. He'll probably be down here tomorrow at the car show. I guess they're expecting 350 cars tomorrow. right along this main street in Port Huron. A beautiful venue for a car show. So we'll hope to see some of these cars down here tomorrow as well.
There's a Buick Riviera. That in there's owned by Al Badgerow. He painted it. Him and another guy painted them that car themselves there.
That is.
It's one of the Rivieras.
Custom paint on that baby, huh?
Yeah, that's his daughter driving it.
We're coming to you from downtown Port Huron, the 1996 Parade of Classic Cars, on a somewhat breezy and thankfully cool evening here in Port Huron. The clouds have blown out, and it looks like things are weather-wise are really going to be good for these classics this weekend. We had some rain in the area earlier in the day, but that seems to have blown over, and now we got clear skies and a cool north wind off that lake up there. But these classics, they like that cool weather. They're not big on that real hot stuff, are they, Sonny?
No, they're not. I see they're talking to or taking pictures of that old Chevy there.
Yes, sir.
There's the Riviera coming around. There goes a nice Lincoln Continental. Corvette style. There's be a lot of them around.
Now, you belong to one of the car clubs here in town, don't you, Sonny?
Yeah, it's Port Huron Cruisers.
Port Huron Cruisers?
In fact, some of them went through already.
Some of your fellow club members?
Yes. There's a Catalina, I believe it is. Convertible. You don't see me. There's another Etzel. They only made them, I think, a couple years or so.
It's a popular Pontiac. Is that GTO?
Yeah, they had a saying for them, too. Gas, tires, and oil. But that don't seem to have any of them problems.
Another nice
Chevy
street
Coupe.
rod.
Oh, 50-51 maybe.
Now look at this buggy here. That baby's short on one end, but I don't know which end. Maybe in the middle.
Well, they got chopped off, I think. They got chopped in the middle and put back together.
Now there's a big Buick. You can always tell those Buick with those ports in the side, those three portholes, my dad used to call them, in the side. Nice Camaro.
There's a car that isn't around anymore either. What's that? Blue Javelin right there.
Yeah, our friends at AMC are but a memory, but some of those audio enthusiasts are
There
keeping those
goes Mike
cars alive.
Duenas in the little Chevy Love. And look at there coming. That's Junebug.
Junebug!
51 Ford. That car's got a nickname too. It's called the Peeled Banana. And there goes Bill Hauer, Andy Norton in the Mercury Cougar.
Well, you know all these guys.
I know a lot of them.
Maybe you can get me a discount on some auto parts.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to get me some.
Yeah, you had a little mishap earlier this summer with your 68, didn't you?
Yeah,
You got a 68 Mustang hardtop, don't you, Sonny?
Yes, I do.
What happened?
Oh, somebody kind of run a red light. I got him.
Ouch. Well, I hope you had good insurance.
Yeah, I did. Here comes another Mustang convertible.
That's a nice one, too.
And here comes a 1968 Chevelle, which power, big block.
Super Sport.
Hello, this 65 Chevy lowered
down, yeah. Custom paint.
There comes Bing in his 68
Look
Chevy
at that
big
Thunderbird. Oh, there's a classic there. It's a beauty. The old Mopar making the turn there.
1963 Ford
Convertible.
convertible. It's either a 390 or 427 in that one. There comes a little foreign car. Pontiac convertible come around. Got a Corvette.
A couple of those. There's a Corvette Club here in town too, and they get together quite often. But some of the other clubs, I personally belong to the Blue Water Auto Restorers. There's the Country Cruisers, they're in the area. There's a new club, the Road Knights.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned, the Port Huron Cruisers.
Yeah. Look at this 1940 Ford coupe.
Beautiful example of that car.
Comes the Roadster. Kia Le Mans. I don't think this car here coming up now, this black Roadster, come with that motor that's sitting in there. Do you, or them wheels? Think that come from a factory that way?
I doubt it.
What about that little Ford Bronco? You think he come from a factory that way?
No, I think I'll get his number in case I need a tow. That looks like Charlie Taylor in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, he don't need a tow truck.
No, he just run over him.
He knows how to get a hold of a tow truck, I'm sure. Look at the fins on that.
That's a Chevy, custom Chevy. I am not sure what year. Maybe 51, 50, 51.
Custom paint. Looks like she's been chopped a bit.
Yeah. It wasn't the axe they chopped that with, though.
No.
That Bronco was done down at the Skill Center.
Oh, right here on Range Road.
Another
locally,
Mustang.
The Intermediate School District there.
A lot of Mustangs in here this year and Corvettes.
An antique with the old rumble seat just going by. Kids in the back look like they're enjoying themselves. Comes a muscly looking Corvette.
Look at this nice, pretty
That's a 63
55
Sportman.
Ford come around. That was one of the original colors right there. It's Crown Victoria is what that car was. 69 Chevelle, 52 Ford, I think, or 53. That one there's got a little.
That's a Grand Prix there, isn't it?
Yep.
Early model Grand Prix, 64.
There comes a 55 Chevy.
There's
That was-
the T-Bird making the turn there. That looks like the one from James Bond movie, doesn't it? Thunderball? Or
Yeah, something like that.
hey, what's behind him?
Whoa.
That's some of that new muscle.
Hey,
That
I
might
wonder what
be,
they call that car.
I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
I think it might be a Viper.
That is. We'll get a good look at it here in a moment. As this classic T-Bird makes the turn. That's Paul Gillihan, Allstate agent up on Craft Road. He's got a nice looking Thunderbird, one of my fellow agents with Allstate.
There we go. It is the Viper.
And that is a beauty.
Now this, I'm not sure.
It's a little MG.
It's a midget. MG midget.
Yeah.
There was a popular car. I used to own one of these right here. Pontiac. I think it was called the Star.
Beautifully restored.
Yeah, Star Chief or something like that. Corvette.
Look at the fins on that Chevy there. What is that, about a
59, I
59
believe.
or a 60 Chevy? 4-door?
Comes a 70 Chevelle. Name's Dave, I believe it is. Monte Carlo, I mean. I had that one wrong. This little car here is
Little
from
Mercury.
Lexington.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, he was down at your car show in Marysville in June, wasn't
Yes, they are.
It's
A lot of local cars in this tonight.
went from a little convertible there to a Little red convertible.
A Chrysler station wagon.
Yeah, that's coming up right behind him here. There it is. If you looked in through the window there, you would not believe the amount of room in the back of that car. It's like a football field.
Yeah.
Look at the kids in there. They got so
There
much
goes
room.
your 55 Chevy. That's over from Lee's Auto on 24th and Griswold. That's where it sets.
Lee's been turning some wrenches on that. Is that Lee's car?
I don't know if that's Lee's car or whose it is, but I know it sets over. Maybe it's one of the guys that work there. I'm not sure, you know.
It is a beauty. No question about it.
There comes your farm truck back in the 50s.
Yeah, that looks like the one we used to see on Lassie. Whoa,
There
he's
you
got a
go.
special horn on that one. Boy, that's a big one too.
Chevelle.
Nice looking Chevelle, Super Sport, badges on the side.
Oh, look at here. Comes another vet.
New style vet, newer style.
I know her, too.
Yeah. Funny she didn't wave to you.
She didn't see me. She probably ain't looking.
Nice old El Camino there. Sport and Super Sport badges. Looks like 396 cubic inches under the hood. New style Pontiac there. Boy, that's a nice looking car.
I like the color of it.
Pontiac's done a great job keeping that car alive over the years. New style Formula. Grand Prix making the turn. I've seen that car at the shows before. It has got low mileage, original car, original paint.
What do you call this one here coming up here, this black one, John?
Boy, that's about a 59 El
60.
Camino, 60 El Camino.
Yep.
A Charger. That Dennis Newton. Like
What
Dennis
about
Newton
this?
from
How
the
would
Blue
you like
Water
to have
Auto
something like
Restorers.
this? It's probably 49.50 Merc or 51, somewhere right in them 3 years.
Well, they're so popular, Alan Jackson wrote a song about it. Crazy About My Mercury. Think the girls like those?
Here comes your
Comes a vintage Mopar
RT
Charger.
Charger.
Yeah. It's got its RT badges on that one. That was the one to have. Boy, and they're still lined up coming down here. We got lots of cars. If you've never been to this event, this is great. You should, if you like old cars, just enjoy coming up and being in this beautiful Blue Water area. We're just a block or so from the St. Clair River and a short distance from the beautiful Lake Huron. It's just an absolutely gorgeous venue for this type of a show.
There comes another Mustang we got coming through here. It's hard to tell them years in that because
Now,
they're
what do you
64,
got there? Now, that
65.
looks like is that a Peugeot?
Yeah,
That's I think so. That's a French Peugeot, I think. I could be wrong.
comes another one of them old Ford farm trucks, F100. This car here is from Sparlingville. Name's Bill. No, Bill ain't driving. It must be his son driving it.
It's nice. There's a Olds convertible making the turn. Nice Corvette there, convertible, and another nice restored. That's a Chevrolet there.
Yep.
Boy, he's got the racks all
You could get them skirts for him too.
reconditioned on there, all hand rubbed wood.
There's a new version of the GTO Judge coming up.
Very nice car. And one of my all-time favorites, the Shelby Mustang. There's a
Yep.
GT 500.
What year is that Mustang?
That's a 1968 convertible. Extremely rare car. You don't see many at all. gas or
That pickup there should be
dual
about
exhaust and
70s.
a nice Chevy truck that's all been restored, half-ton pickup.
You know what that is there, don't you, John?
There's a Cougar. That's Mark Barnum from
That's the XR7.
Kimball
That's when it
Township
was
area.
all decked out. There comes 55 Chevy. Buick. Here comes.
Boy, look at that Buick, huh? Is that a Wildcat? I
Yeah.
think so.
Here comes the Mustang right here too.
Yeah.
Convertible.
And from the old Smokey and the Bandit days, that looks like a Trans Am.
Yeah. I don't think he's driving it though.
No, Bert couldn't be here. Nice Plymouth there, giving a wave to the crowd.
A Charger RT. There you go. Another Corvette coming around. GTO. Look at this coming around, John. Dragster.
Oh yeah, that's one of those junior dragsters. Those are popular.
Them things will run
With
about,
the- with-
I heard, was told about 60, 70 miles an hour in an eighth of a mile.
Yeah, they race those over at Grand Bend. There's the Grand Bend Motorplex, a nice facility over with our friends in Ontario there.
Them two little girls sitting in there, they're the ones that run them cars too.
Sweet Cheeks on the side of there.
Corvette. Here coming.
Here comes a high-powered car here.
1968 Chevelle, full blowing. John Walter's
Followed
driving
right-
that.
Yeah, there's John. Local
There's,
car guy, another
Oh, I know
nice
this guy in
old
the
Pontiac
Le Mans.
Yeah, that's been highly customized and modified.
tubbed.
There's the old Barracuda. My buddy Bill Oliver used to have one like that. We used to get in a little trouble with that.
You remember this car?
The
This
Love
is called the
Bug.
Bug.
Looks like from
But
the-
it isn't Herbie though.
No,
No.
it's Herbie on steroids, that thing. Looks like she's got-
1957 Chevrolet Bel Air.
Mustang and then a Cougar.
Another Cougar.
We've seen several nice Mustangs tonight.
You know, my wife said I couldn't get no more cars till I got her one of them XR7s.
That's a nice
that
example
there's,
there.
Lou Fields. He's also got Model Ts. That yellow Mustang.
That just went by, and there's a new style Corvette coming into our view here just momentarily, and a high performance Jeep.
I just talked to this guy coming up around here now in that pickup there. He was just in the Coney Island.
This pickup truck just
Yeah,
going
that red
by.
one.
Yeah, there's another pickup there too, and comes a
No,
68
Camaro.
68 Camaro. 68 or 9. Guess that's probably a 69.
Another Corvette. 59 or 60. A Chevy convertible.
Oh,
Coming
that's
around.
a beautiful car. A lot of work goes into these cars, doesn't it, Sonny?
Whole lot. I know I had a whole lot of time in mine, so, and some of these cars got a lot more than I do. You got an old car too, don't you, John?
Yep, I've had several. I currently own a 67 Mustang Fastback and had a lot of fun with that over the years. New style Mustang there with the big whale tail.
There's one of them Dodge Swingers that just come around there.
Yeah, and a Monte Carlo.
70.
Yeah, we have a terrific time.
Here comes old Chevy.
Followed right up by another Mustang convertible.
There's one of them Chargers. I'm not sure what year. Guy works at a tire shop out on Dove Road. I used to own one of them Fords. Ford coming around there right now.
That's a 64, is it?
64, but mine was a hardtop.
That's the convertible.
Oh. Look what's coming up behind that Corvette, John.
Hey, there's that white Chevelle.
Yeah, that's sets in my pole barn. He even got the headers open. I almost slapped that kid. That's Jeremy Rogers driving that thing.
Yeah,
He's behaving
just
though.
like his dad. He doesn't know any better.
Another Corvette. Lots of Corvettes in this show.
Open street rod here, just coming up.
What do you think of that pick-em-up truck here getting ready to come around there?
It's got a nice looking paint job on that. Wheels.
50, in the 50s.
Giving a wave to the crowd here as he goes by.
Somebody got a lot of work in that little S10 right there, all lowered. You don't see many of them cars right there either.
Another El Camino. We've seen quite a few El Caminos, early style El Caminos. Look at that plate he's got on there.
Rad Dog. I know the guy's driving that. Owns it.
Yeah, that's a nice looking Ford there. Actually, that's the Mercury Cyclone, I believe.
Yep.
Big block V8 power. And there's another El Camino, and there's a T-Bird. What's that, about a 77?
Yep, it is a 77 T-Bird.
Followed
I know
close.
that guy too, but I can't think of half these guys' name, and I know him. 67 Chevy Impala SS396.
Now there's a interesting car. Just went by. It's a Bricklin that we just saw. That just went out of our picture there. Here comes some vintage iron here, just making the corner. People waving to the crowd.
That's got metal in it though. Got steel in that car.
The old Auga horn there, having a lot of fun with it.
You got that Camaro.
That's sounding good. Pontiac and another GTO.
Look at this old Plymouth. Yeah, it was Reggie. He said he's going to put it in anyway. He didn't care if it wasn't done.
Well, she's under construction. She'll
Yeah,
be.
that their car is all stock.
Another Ford making the turn, and
think that car come from the factory that way. Here the way it's
Well,
sound.
there's a big hole in the hood there.
Yeah.
Nice Plymouth making the turn onto McMorran. My name is John Schneider, and this is Sonny Rogers alongside of me, fellow car enthusiast, and we're here enjoying the 1996 parade of classic cars from Port Huron, Main Street.
There's two Port Huron cruisers just went around the corner.
That one, another convertible. This is a night for a convertible, isn't it, Sonny?
Yeah, it is. There's your 1955 Ford Sunliner. There ain't too many of these cars coming around here
67
anymore.
Galaxy, isn't it?
Yep.
My dad used to have one of those.
Now look at this little Mustang.
That's kind of like yours, isn't it, Sonny?
Almost 67. There's one of them Falcons.
Yep. Boy, look at this. Is that Imperial? Holy cow, that looks like something back from John Kennedy's days as president or something. It's like a limousine.
Another El Camino. Plymouth Satellite. They look. There's one of the original colors in that Dodge Charger. You could buy one that color.
Yeah, they had some vivid colors back in the early muscle
Here
car
comes
days.
another
and
one
they-
right. Red one here coming around behind the.
Dual exhaust on there. There's a red one here.
We got a lot of Canadian cars over here too for
Yeah, our
this.
friends from Canada come across the bridge and be with us here.
Corvette coming around the corner here.
Yeah,
Now, how would you like for him to deliver your ice?
that's our friends the Knowltons from Party Time Ice.
I think the ice might melt, don't you think, if he set it out there though?
Absolutely. On a night like tonight, it would melt.
Another big Chrysler station wagon. This is you take your family with you and the neighbors.
GMC,
Delivery.
yeah. Kind of like the original Suburban in a way, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
65 Chevrolet Super Sport.
Look at the
There
fins on that baby there.
A pink Cadillac.
Unbelievable. Another little foreign job here.
Little Triumph, I believe that is. I think this car was a 1963 Belvedere coming around is what they call that car. He's got a custom though, so
Couple of newer Mustangs. That second one there, that's a Cobra, isn't it? Is that a Cobra?
no, I don't know if that's the Cobra or not. But it's a new style.
No, I don't see the
5.0.
little. I don't
There's
see
a
the
paint
little
job
snake.
for you on that pickup. Look at that pickup.
Yeah.
And then here comes your RT Charger coming in behind it. That paint job on that RT Charger is one of the popular colors too back then.
Yes, it is. Tachometer right in the hood. I think the dealer installed those for the customers at Hearst Olds with the T-tops. Not many of those around.
Watch this little S10 coming up. Whoop, bad
Oh,
shocks.
he's just copping a lean there. Whoa! Holy cow, look at that. Top comes up on her in the back there. Yeehaw!
Sit down, I'm tired.
Unbelievable.
Camaro. There's one you don't see around too much either. For a Mercury Comet. Another Camaro. Yellow one. Nice yellow Camaro.
Vintage Mustang making the turn there.
I wonder what this 57 Chevy's trying to say.
That's Rick Hanselman, isn't it? Sure.
Yep.
Out
Dragging the
in
boots.
Atkins Road. Just married.
A year ago. In other words, he's saying, I won't say.
There's a Ford Torino and a new Rally Sport Camaro.
Look at this. How you pronounce that? Angela or something like
Now what in the world? Is that Little Willie's? What is that?
It's Angela
coming up
or
here
something like
is-
that.
Oh,
See, there's
we
the
missed
name.
it. Yeah, we missed that one. Big Caddy taking a turn here. Take 2 men and a boy to hang the quarter panel on that car, I think.
That looks like 65. No, there's a Camaro right now.
Shot of the Camaro. John Schneider alongside Sonny Rogers here in downtown Port Huron for the 1996 Parade of Classic Cars. Of course, tomorrow we'll have this street all to ourselves for the car show that runs from about 9 until 4. And it's a nice event to come down to and see cars in a beautiful setting along Main Street, Port Huron.
Oh, there comes your 1959 Ford. That was just the plain 59 Ford back in sedan. Right there it is now.
There he is. It's interesting the way the glass wrapped around on those cars, the windshield and the back glass. You think you could run out to the junkyard and grab a windshield for one of those cars anymore, Sonny?
You might get one, and you might not. They still got some of these parts in stock yet.
Order them
These
right
old
from your
cars.
friendly Ford dealer, huh? Another Galaxy.
overheat.
He's overheating that one. Hey, here's a little GLH. My buddy Steve Rushton used to have one like that, and only that's the turbo car. That's a pocket rocket. That thing would just absolutely fly for a little Dodge.
And here comes your 1966 Fairlane.
Yeah, that's George Hastings just making the turn there. Nice. This Fairlane. He's been working hard on getting that one in shape.
Another.
There's Dennis Newton just making the turn. Our fellow Blue Water Auto Restorers with his Mopar out tonight. Doesn't have the top down on it, but congratulations to Dennis and his new wife Connie. They just got married recently. Now what do we got coming up here, Sonny? This caddy is decorated up.
I think it's something like Elvis Presley had, with the
What's
diamonds.
What's that plate say? It says
#1 Elvis.
#1 Elvis. I think Elvis stopped into Port Huron. He's been spotted in Kalamazoo. Maybe he got on 69 and
It's a possibility.
zipped over to Port Huron. Maybe he's in there somewhere. Say, Elvis. Another nice old Pontiac
We're starting
there.
to come to the end over here.
Yeah, things are winding up. Once again, another beautiful parade of classic cars from downtown Port Huron. Finished up with a red 63 Corvette. We hope you enjoyed this year's parade. My name is John Schneider. My fellow car enthusiast, Sonny Rogers. And we hope that you can join us down here next year for the 1997 Parade of Classic Cars.
I guess that's it. We're all